fertility loss from chemo is one of the responses. I would like to hit on that one. My treatment plan traveled between different states, and we were trying to move aggressively to ensure that we could start chemo and radiation. And I almost did not have the ability to donate anything and the fertility was almost lost because we were skipping a step, right? And no one on my team caught that, but my mother did. And that was one of the things that my mother actually stopped everything and said, hold on, there's some things we got to check out first before. And so I was blessed to be able for fertility to come back post-treatment, but not everybody does, right? And so to actually start chemo and have that option taken away, and me not even realizing it, right, is something that always is a stop-go for me. And anyone that I talk to about to go through the space, that's the number one thing that I bring up for them is fertility.
Yeah, I think a lot of the responses from the other participants were kind of centered around dealing with side effects and sex lives, relationships, dating. So yeah, I think that I would agree, those are the things that aren't quite discussed a lot. A lot of it is, focused on just getting through it in the moment and not so much about what happens after.
Yeah, in the follow-up, like the treatment of side effects, right? I think they did a really good job for me of giving me like the initial side effects, right? Not the long-term side effects, what happens 2, 3, year 5, year 7 side effects that I've had to deal with. And so for me, it would definitely be another one would be the side effects, right? Be able to tell us what's going to happen today and tomorrow, what does year 5 look like, right? And if you are able to give some statistic on that, I would love to view that, because I didn't have that option, right? It was one of those, hey, here's the treatment that we think will work, and we went with that.
I also think something that like doesn't get labeled as a side effect, but definitely is just the impact on mental health that surviving cancer and going through treatment, how that impacts your mental and emotional health going forward. Even we're both over a decade out, but I know I still deal with mental and emotional health issues that those sort of things come from your life experiences your entire life, and having to go through cancer is a pretty big life experience. So yeah, that aspect certainly isn't discussed as much.
And I look at it, as it's interesting because I look at everything post-COVID and pre-COVID, right? And then I also look at life pre-cancer and post-cancer, right? And that date always changes the conversation. If I look prior to, I was a completely different human being. Cancer completely changed my life. Some for the better, some for the worse, right? But being able to have those conversations up front, so you know what you're going into, would only make the decisions and the process easier. One of the responses says, "Tell me what I should do, especially unsolicited." And I look at that and I can think about when I was diagnosed with cancer, there were people coming out the woodwork about what I need to do and what treatment I need to do and how I need to live my life better. And I need to drink apple cider vinegar juice 3 times a day and all of that. And so for me, that would instantly shut me down, right? Especially if it's unsolicited. You're not my physician. We're not here to have that conversation. And so for me, when I see that, that's what that reminds me of, because that happened to me. And I remove those people instantly from my life, right? If you believe that you know more than my oncology team, I need you to go back to school, right? But coming up with ideas on what I should do, and what you heard, work for your grandmother, it's not me, and it's not going to be me. So let's keep it in the lines of what works best for Bryan and what decisions he's deciding to make at that time.
Yeah, I think, the unsolicited advice and the anytime someone starts espousing their own opinions as facts. Someone also said anytime people are overly sympathetic. Just kind of yeah, those intense responses and telling me why I got cancer, like that's unhelpful and also probably untrue what you're saying. Anytime someone finds out about your specific cancer diagnosis and they tell you about someone they knew who also had it and died, that's not fun. Like, maybe keep that to yourself. I know it's just people trying to relate, but yeah, that sort of stuff you can keep to yourself.
There's a response here from a participant that my entire life and response and personality should change for the better because of the quote unquote wisdom I have gained from it. I like this one. There was times in the past where people thought I had all of the answers, right? And I've been through hell, so I should be able to have a slogan or a preference. And I just didn't, right? For me, that sticks out because a lot of people start leaning on you, and I was not in a place to be leaned upon, right? I was still trying to work on myself and still am. And so I love that because the wisdom that I have works for me. I don't know if sometimes it's not going to work for other people, and I can't offer that, but I can help show them where they need to go in order to get the information.
I think there's a misunderstanding that, like, the idea of after surviving cancer or any sort of near-death experience, you need to live like every minute like it's your last. That sounds exhausting to me, and I don't think is like actually feasible for most people. And a lot of us just want to get back to life as normal. We can certainly take have some new perspectives on certain things and appreciate certain things more. But yeah, that idea that like that you need to live every second like it's your last now because you've survived cancer, like it's I think it's just a lot of BS. Another participant responded to this one with that it's not just about beating cancer. I think that sums it up short and sweet. And I understand that as a healthcare provider, they are just, trying to cure the disease and that's it. But yeah, what this person says is completely true. It is about, still having a life, and continuing on after this has been treated.
But one of the things that my oncology group did very, very well was to ensure that my mind, body, and soul was moving in the right direction, right? And so if they could not offer any help, they pointed me in the directions of where I could go get that help. And that to me was pivotal because, at certain points it was, yes, we're here to beat this cancer, right? But also some of it, I just want to sleep, right? I just want to go home. I just want to relax. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be prodded. I think one of the things for me that I absolutely hated going through the system was every day I would come in and I would have to fill out these smiley face forms and tell them how I felt and give them all an emotional, and write down this form, hand it over. And I always thought that was the biggest waste of paper and time because I don't feel good. You know what I mean? Like I'm not here to feel good. I don't feel good. I don't feel great. Why am I filling out 4 pages worth of information on what's changed? I feel like crap. Let's get this show on the road. I want to go home. And so for me, one of the things I wish healthcare providers would stop doing was that 3 to 4 form that I used to have to fill out every time. Because to me, it was just a waste.
A lot of the other participants seem to talk about they've done a lot of connecting and community building, but not necessarily with guys specifically. And that's been my experience as well. I don't think I've tied it to a specific gender. I think it's just been meeting a lot of other cancer survivors through organizations like Cactus and various other, especially young adult cancer survivor organizations. And it's been really great. And, I've found like I have really close friends who I met through these groups and these experiences. My partner of now 3+ years, we met at CancerCon. So yeah, it's been really great building community. I will say, like, in regards to like guys specifically, I do find a lot of times I'm like one of one or one of two guys at like an organizational meetup, and personally doesn't bother me. I don't need there to be other guys there in order to have conversations and stuff, and make friends, but I do think it's telling of either the lack of outreach or just struggling to convince guys to join up with these sort of things. Yeah, that's been my experience.
One key word here, one of the responses is challenging, right? And I think initially it was challenging, right? As an African American male in this space, right? You typically go to some of these conferences, and I would be one of 2 out of 500 people, right, who look like me. And if we're breaking down on what young adults specifically, we want to be around people who look like us. And so that's always been a struggle in the back of my mind. I've worked with different organizations to try to get their messaging out to the appropriate communities. Because what I struggle with now is if there's somebody who looks exactly like me out there in the community and they don't know about it, they're missing out on something, right? So how do we get those people back to the table? And to be able to have that conversation, because there's little nuances of who we are as individuals that when we connect with somebody, we can actually talk, culturally about things, right? And how things are going in their communities versus how things are going in different communities. So for me, it is very challenging to find other men in the group, but I have had a host of men that are very important to me, that I've located, that are some of the best people I've met in my life, right? And I met them very similar, like Kyle, at some of these large organizations like Cactus and Stupid Cancer and multiple other Elephants of Tea and multiple other organizations.